So right after it was announced that Sony and Disney have reached a new deal in partnership through 2026, and it would bring films like Morbius, Venom, Spider-Verse 2, everything that's currently out, and future projects to Disney Plus, people started to wonder, what exactly does this mean for characters like Venom and Spider-Man? So let's talk about this, and it's good news if you like MCU Spider-Man. So what you have to understand first is that the reason that Sony struck all of these deals, the one with Netflix, the one with Disney, is out of necessity. The writing for Sonys Future and being up for sale as a film company, as a production company, that writing's been on the wall for a while. Everybody can see it. Predictions have been made. People were already saying they're probably not going to be around in 2 to 3 years. This partnership with all these companies is going to make them $3 billion for doing nothing, for just having these services show their content. It's free money. It's literally free money. Meanwhile, Sony's developing other projects that they're hoping are going to be franchisable in that time to again bring them billions of dollars on top of box office so they don't have to sell. Now, what you have to understand here is that everything has to go according to plan, and right now Sony is making partnerships that would benefit them if things don't go according to plan. So let's say years from now, or when all these deals start expiring in 2025, 2026, Sony decides, you know what, we're in a good position, we brought up our value, we're working on the PlayStation 6, the 5 has been tremendous, well, here we go, we can put ourselves up for sale now. We already have partners who have already worked with us and they know what we can offer, our output, so they're getting into a good position. Now you're probably wondering, okay, get to the Venom stuff, get to Spider-Man. I had to explain all this to you because you have to understand the necessity out of this whole scenario and what Sony's doing. They are making these agreements because this goes all the way back to a couple years ago when Fox went on sale. Sony wanted to try to bid on them. They couldn't. They were the smallest fish in this pond, so they were quickly, kicked to the side and that was it. But again, necessity. They reached a new agreement for Spider-Man with Marvel Studios out of necessity. Sony needs to survive. They want to survive. They need to survive. They reached that agreement because they needed it. They needed the MCU. And we know that Disney ponied up money on the productions now, and Disney's going to get a share of the box office as well. Just like Sony's getting a share of the Spider-Man stuff, right? So again, they're doing this because they see it as the best opportunity to 1, make friends, 2, prolong their existence, and 3, have Kevin Feige more hands-on with many projects. As we've heard previously, with anything that's going to involve Disney money, Kevin Feige will not just sit there and executive produce now. He will be hands-on. There's been rumors and heavy hints that once everything wraps up and once we get to the next phase, the next Venom movie, the next Morbius, whatever else they're developing, Kevin Feige and Marvel will be on hand because if it connects in any way, shape, or form to what they're doing with the likes of Spider-Man, Kevin Feige has to be involved with it because there's an exchange of money now and a quality assurance. This means that if you're looking at the future, the projects that are being developed, whether it's Spider-Verse and stuff, all going to Disney Plus and all that, with that in mind, you have to understand that Disney wants a quality bar that is not low. So they're going to look at everything that relates to Spider-Man now, which we know Kevin Feige's heavily involved with, and they seem to have outed some sour apples in that batch, and they're going to work with him closer because they realize what happened. And again, this goes all the way back to those negotiations that happened for Spider-Man about, a year and a half ago or so, 2 years ago at this point. It goes all the way back to that. The contracts weren't in place, Sony was still trying to become a new Sony, and they've sort of seen what's in the distance now, and they have to make friends. So work with Feige, work on everything, make sure you're listening to him. Let's work on this, doing the multiverse. They're able to work out now contracts with actors that have said they'll never work with Sony again. I mean, just think of what's been done. Everybody is working together for a better future. So what does this mean for Venom and Spider-Man and the future of the MCU? Well, it means they're in the MCU. You're getting to the point where years from now, Venom is in the MCU. Whether it's the same one or the same actor playing a different version, I guess we gotta wait to see what happens with the multiverse, but that's the new normal. It's just gonna be the MCU.